Well, thanks for joining us here at Eastwood, Tulsa. Today I want to talk to you about Serve My City. There are churches all across the metro area here that on Saturday, June the 8th, are coming together to serve our neighborhoods and our communities. And one of the ways we here at Eastwood are going to be serving and actually working with several other churches in the East Tulsa area is working at our school right next door to us at Lindbergh Elementary. And today I want to introduce you to James Isaac, who is the principal at Lindbergh. So James, thanks for being with us.
Of course.
You talked to me about just some of the signage there at Lindbergh, some of the flower beds, some of the just cosmetic things around the building that need to be done. But then there's this concept of a community garden.
Yeah.
And so can you just tell us just a little bit about the community garden? And in just a minute, we're going to go over and actually look at that.
You got it. Our staff got together and we started thinking about project-based learning. Mm-hmm. PBL is a big push across the United States and a lot of education, especially groups that have a urban setting, and especially groups of Hispanic kids. They learn by doing.
Yes.
And they'll actually pick up the language, and they'll actually pick up the culture, and they'll pick up the learning environment much better if they're doing things.
Sure.
So one of the things that we wanted to do was also connect with our community and try to figure out how we could teach the kids, but at the same time reach out to our community and give them something that they could actually use.
Yeah. Well, would you mind to take us into Lindbergh and show us some of the things that you're talking about, and then we can kind of see what that looks like?
You got it.
All right, let's go. All right. Well, James, we're here at Lindbergh, and right here, we're right in front of the sign. Why is this important?
Well, you just talk about like the old and the new, right? Mm-hmm. So this community is very important to the school and to the church. And so first, just by like finishing up this sign and helping out in that, it's just going to give us a sense of pride for our community and for our kids. We want them to have the opportunity to have a great education experience, and we know that starts by what it looks like.
Yeah.
Right? Kids go to the mall,
right.
They walk down the street, and they go to the places that are appeasing, that they think look cool. So same mentality here. We want to make sure that we do stuff that makes stuff look like it's new, it's fresh, keep some of those old vintage elements about our community and the history part of the school, but also just giving them that sense of pride and belonging.
Right. When we paint these pillars, really represent something more than just a pillar. So tell us about the We Are Lindbergh motto.
Yeah. So we want to paint these and make these better, but the biggest thing is when these kids walk in, community members, parents, stakeholders, everybody, there's going to be a motto here. Our motto for Lindbergh next year is We Are Lindbergh.
Okay.
And each letter of that is a non-negotiable, is something that we are, our beliefs and our core values, things like loyalty, innovation, noble, gratitude. And these are going to be monthly things that we're going to focus on, and we're going to reward kids. We're going to have announcements, and we're going to have welcoming rise and shines and award ceremonies, all focused around this mantra. And so we want to have that right here when they walk in. We are Lindbergh. Because of the bond that came out 5 years ago, a lot of that money was spent on elementaries being redone and redesigned, which is a great thing. However, most of that construction work and things happen over a summer, which is usually not enough time. So for every positive thing that we have, like a safe room, clean walls, great furniture, we have things like baseboards that just kind of drive me crazy. So we've kind of cut back the cost a little bit on things like that. Sure. And I have somewhere between 100 pieces of baseboard molding that has come up. It was probably one of the last projects they did and they didn't do a very effective job on that.
So here we are, we're here on the east side, kind of the back of the building, and in this green area here is where you really want to put this community garden, starting with raised beds. Yep. And so the plan here is to build 10 3-foot by 12-foot raised beds that will get a start to these classes in planting and learning this hands-on development.
Yeah, one of the things we did some research on was these community gardens that could hit like basically every core area. Big push is project-based learning, so they call it PBL. And they want to start that in the elementary levels. And so one of the things that we focus on is a lot of science, a lot of growing of plants, learning things about life cycles. And so we thought incorporating a hands-on activity, like these raised beds. And then as we started like talking about this, it was amazing to see the creativity that were coming out. So as we started talking about these raised beds, one example was a teacher said, well, our bed is going to be all about creating salsa.
Okay.
So everything in that bed is going to be an ingredient for salsa. And then when the kids come out here for their family night, parent-teacher conferences, they're going to let the parents pick the peppers and pick up the cilantro and the onions and the tomatoes and give them a little instruction piece and let them go home. So the biggest thing with our project-based learning is how do we connect the learning from here to the home? We don't want to focus everything in the classroom. We want to be able to have these different strategies, because these different strategies are going to allow them to achieve more in the learning process.